Welcome back to the show. Listen to these headlines. We got Hester Peirce talking about a power grab on all levels for crypto regulations. You're going to want to hear about it. David Schwartz destroys Ethereum and proof of work. You're going to want to know about that. And by the way, we are moving into this fourth industrial revolution, which is an innovation race. But it's an innovation race that some people have gotten a head start. We're going to cover that. El Salvador mines its first Bitcoin, and crypto technical analyst Raoul Pal from Real Vision, Dark Defender, and Coins Kid are all talking some real good stuff, and I want you to know about every single bit of it. Let's roll that beautiful intro.
This is Digital Perspectives with Brad Kimes. Subscribe for new content notifications. Now, here's Brad Kimes. Come on in.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. You can follow me on Twitter at BackupBradleyAbove and everything that we're talking about here today. $2.138 trillion market cap right now. Money moving back into the market. We're 2.42% up on this morning. But listen, 2.5 was the high for the crypto market cap, right? So we're not far away from that. And you have to be careful paying attention to this stuff. Next thing you know, we'll be at that level. And then really new money will be moving into this space. Looking right now, Bitcoin is 47,900 plus, almost 48,000. It's up 11.31 on the 7-day. Ethereum at $3,400 now this morning. It's up 14.87% on the 7-day as well. And Cardano here is at $2.27. It's up 2.51 on the 24-hour. That's got some motion in it this morning. And we look right here at the number 7 spot. XRP is at $1.05 this morning. We're up 3.23 on the 24-hour and 12.17 on the 7-day. Let's take a look at the price range this morning. Right now, we're looking at 102.36 on the low end, and we're looking at 1.0685 on the upper end of the price range. We're sitting at 105 right now this morning. Let's get into the news. All right, 6,000 Coinbase users were hacked, and that's a problem, or a victim of theft is what we should say. Attackers likely gained user information through a phishing attack through Coinbase admitted to a flaw in its two-factor verification system. Look, very quickly, I just want to make this note about this article, because what I could learn from this article is that the flaw, and if I could find it here very quickly for you, is right here. A flaw in its SMS account recovery process. I don't use SMS, which is texting. I don't use texting at all through verification. For this reason, I do not use it, because what I have learned over the last couple of years is that the SMS is where a lot of these hackers are able, and I don't know how in the hell they do it, but I tell you, I try to do what I can to minimize my exposure. Right? This is one of the reasons I tell you to help hide your identity online is you use PureVPN in the comment box and the description box, because that helps as well. One of the other things I think is a huge move is to not use responses through text messages. I choose my own email, or I choose to use the two-factor Google verification method, or Authy, or whatever you particular use for that. But just be very careful out here, no doubt about it. So, okay, looking right here, El Salvador mined its first Bitcoin using volcanic energy. What could go wrong? Oh, hey, good for them, and I hope it's safe. And I know that this is not the first time, countries in El Salvador use energy from the volcano and volcanic energy. I get it, but this just screams disaster at some point. I don't know. It's just like having a whole village at the bottom of a dam, right? I mean, something just spells disaster about it. I don't know what it is, but I hope nothing goes wrong. All right, let's start here, because I put a clip together this morning that really, really drives everything home. And listen, this thing is not over by a long shot. I want to give a shout out to John Deaton and his amazing spot that he had on the Fox Business show, where he got to talk about what was the appearance of impropriety, right? Potentially. at the SEC at the time of Jay Clayton and William Hinman. And, you know, to that tune, let's listen to this very short clip that I've put together for you so you can get a real feel about what is very real and very much happening. And I'm going to tell you why this is so important outside of it on its face. I'm going to tell you why it's so important.
Why is that? The Howey tested is core, 3-part test, but the Howey tested, did you give somebody money in anticipation of profits on their efforts?
Model. So we will have a fundraiser for 2 months starting February 1st. It will be available at funds.ethereum.org. So the idea is that part of the initial issuance will be 1,000 Ether for 1 Bitcoin, or up to 2,000 Ether for 1 Bitcoin if you get in early to compensate for the increased risk.
The Hinman speech arguably marked the first time that the SEC said that a specific token born from an ICO was not a security. In doing so, however, Hinman did not say the initial Ethereum Foundation crowdfund of the token, now known as Ethereum Classic, had not been the sale of securities. In fact, Hinman specifically declined to comment on whether Ethereum had been born as a security. This is the first time that the SEC said that a specific token born from an ICO was not a security. Why did the SEC give Ethereum a unique advantage?
Solutions like the JPM coin, like Quorum, like Hyperledger Besu,
like Ripple.
Where does it leave the rest of the blockchain protocols? Is this an industry in which interoperability at the end of the day is something that, and co-opetition?
Any new technology is going to have to grapple with regulatory issues where Ethereum and Bitcoin have already cleared that bar and been declared commodities. So it's going to be spectacularly difficult for a new, even high quality technology and team to build a tokenized blockchain protocol and get real engagement for it.
And there you have it. Hashtag ETHgate. Why did the SEC give them a unique advantage? Here's why it's important. One, the question itself needs to be settled. It needs to be rectified, right? There needs to be something done to address that. And I think the thing to do at this point is to have an independent counsel really put an investigation together on this issue outside of the SEC, investigating internally what exactly went on, why, how, who all was involved, and get all the proper answers. I really do believe at this point we've seen clear, far and away enough information for that to happen. Now, with that being said, why is all of this important other than its face value? I'll tell you why. Because we really are moving into the 4th industrial revolution. And what does that mean when we say that? It sounds spectacular. Well, it is. But what are we really saying? What we're really saying is that it's an innovation race. And this race so far has allowed Ethereum to take off while everyone else has been told to stay in the gate. And it's been fear and intimidation tactics to keep everyone else there while they let Ethereum just run and run and run. Well, I tell you what, regardless of that fact, wait till you hear what David Schwartz tells you about proof of work, which is what Ethereum currently is right now. Right? And let me get to that clip because sometimes the Twitter page wants to refresh and do this to me, but I'm going to get you to it. Let me get you to that clip really quickly because he's going to lay this down as clear as it ever could be said. And you're going to enjoy hearing him say it too. So let me move to this clip really quickly here. They're not going to stop us. Here it is right here.
Money eBay makes, well, the more friction they must be removing. But just remember, every dollar that eBay makes is a dollar that a buyer spent and that a seller didn't get. It's residual friction. If you're a user of eBay, you want them to make as little money as possible because that money is either leaving your pocket or not going into your pocket. So it is the users of systems like Ethereum who are paying those fees. If you use Ethereum, you're paying for its energy consumption. And I think also it's become clear that proof of work does not deliver on some of the promises that we thought it would deliver. It is not a decentralizing force. It just doesn't.
There you go. It's not a decentralizing force, and it doesn't work because it forces everyone who uses it to have to pay these exorbitant fees to use the network. Don't believe it. It's still true. I've even played clips on this channel where Joseph Lubin himself even talks about the fact, sitting right beside Vitalik Buterin, about how the original Ethereum network is not scalable, and they know it. Well, thank goodness that we have David to tell us the truth, and thank goodness that they're also really looking to release these federated side chains and get this thing going, because at the end of the day, this is going to absolutely help people and developers, project makers, all of the creators to have a solution to the problem that exists with something like Ethereum. And you have to wonder, understanding that the fourth industrial revolution is in fact an innovation race, then how in the world did a market regulator and William Hinman, in his personal opinion, get adopted by the SEC agency in order to provide a unique advantage for something that the creators themselves knew was not scalable? How? Why? All of these things really must be answered, because what I know is that Vitalik Buterin spent a couple weeks on Stephen Thomas's couch, hung out at the Ripple offices, and incorporated the key value structure from Ripple into Ethereum to make it go. And if anybody knew the power of Codius, the XRP ledger, it was certainly Vitalik Buterin. And maybe that's why, and I don't know if that's the answer, but maybe that's why they worked so hard to get the Brooklyn Project and consensus so tight and get the ear of the SEC at the time. I don't know, but I tell you this, when this case is over and XRP is allowed to go back out with the clarity that it's never had, and all we're looking for, by the way, and I don't want to see Ethereum harmed. I want to see the rest of the market, including Ripple and XRP, be able to operate with the same freedom. That's all we're talking about here, right? That's all we're talking about here. And I bet you $1 to a donut when it happens, you're going to see it. Ripple and XRP and the XRP ledger excel to an extent that absolutely buries it, because what we want to see in the fourth industrial revolution isn't the market regulators picking winners and losers. What we want to see is the innovation itself prove out. That's how you know what's going to work for a long-term solution. You have to let the innovation run with the same standards and guidelines and expectations held to the market in a consistent manner, and then find out which innovation actually proves out. And I certainly believe XRP will prove out. Looking at this right here, none of this financial advice, but there are some incredible comments, and not surprisingly so, from the one and only Hester Peirce, Crypto Mom. Let me bring you to this particular point here at 241, almost there. And listen to what she says here about acknowledging that it is a massive power grab going on right now from the state and federal levels for crypto control. Listen.
Speak to any particular product or company, but I will say that there is jockeying for position among financial regulators now at the state and federal. I think primarily we're seeing it now at the federal level of people trying to assert jurisdiction. And that's why I think it's important for the American people to have a role in this conversation about not only who should be regulating crypto, but how it should be regulated, and where should it be different from the way other things are regulated, and where should it be the same. It really isn't appropriate to have this just sorted out by which regulator is the quickest to grab hold of something.
I have to say, you know, when you hear these comments, and believe me, she's very consistent in how she discusses this issue. And when you hear these remarks from her, I mean, it's just a reminder to me that maybe the wrong person is the head of the SEC right now. maybe it does need to be Hester Peirce, because she has such an amazing oversight or macro view of how to actually, get this space to come together and not continually divide through enforcement or regulation through enforcement. Take a look right here, because here's another important clip that she finishes with here. And I want you to hear this right here.
I told people to come into the SEC, and I, of course, urge people to come talk to me. But it is disconcerting to me that for 3 years now, I've been asking for regulatory clarity, and we can't seem to provide any. And so I think this is really becoming a huge barrier to this industry being.
And there it is right there. It is the barrier to this industry. Not just a huge barrier to this industry. And you know what I mean? God bless Hester Peirce for the honesty and integrity to admit that they're the reason, the agency itself is the reason that we don't have this clarity. Like I played the clip for you earlier in this video here, you have, Gary Gensler saying on one hand that he breaks the Howey test down to you. And then on the other hand, we watched him get a free pass to Ethereum and no explanation as to why, other than some half-assed line about, oh, well, we think it's more decentralized at the time we took a look at it. This is just, it's screaming a problem, but there's even a larger call to action here, and that's what we need to focus on, because it's not just Hester Peirce from the SEC having a call to action for her agency to really get its act together here, but we also know on an international level, the IMF is also call to action here for CBDCs, global crypto standards, for financial stability. They all know that they're going to usher all of this in, and this is just simply saying policymakers should implement global standards for crypto assets to enhance their ability to monitor crypto ecosystem by addressing data gaps. Emerging markets face cryptization risk, should strengthen macroeconomic policies and consider the benefits of issuing the central bank digital currencies to really provide that on and off ramp structure or a public-private relationship with stablecoins, which we're about to have the president's working group released on, right? With the U.S. Treasury leading that front. This is coming. And if there's one thing they understand, and even Jay Clayton understood it, even when he was chair, you better embrace this tech, because if you don't, it will innovate around you. And that's the moment we're in right now. It really is the moment we're in. And China, at the same time, this innovation race is happening. This fourth industrial revolution, they are clearly putting pressure on the rest of the world and their own citizens and regions, because they want to promote the digital yuan, and removing its competitors by banning crypto activities is one way to do this. So it seems reasonable to consider this motivation as one rationale for their policies. And it really is. And that's where they are. Now, let's go ahead and shift to what the market looks like, because everybody is pointing to the notion that the market is about to see a huge, powerful upside. Not financial advice from me or anyone else involved here, but Raoul Pal from Real Vision, who I am a massive fan of, this macro guru and former Goldman Sachs executive, says Bitcoin is forming a pattern that could foreshadow a massive rally. Now, he doesn't talk about numbers or anything, but he does point to Bitcoin and Ethereum. We know Bitcoin usually leads the party on such events. And if it does, the altcoins soon follow days after, right? Or weeks. So looking at this here, Dark Defender speaks to XRP, and he says, we just touched $1.06 a short time ago, as expected. And if she can break here, the next stop will be at $1.30. These are critical areas such as 142 and 184. The targets are our expected mathematical patterns, XRP to hit. Wish you a great Sunday. We wish you one too, Dark Defender, and Coins Kit, who told us to beware of the 76 cent level that could retrace all the way back to that and to be looking for that. However, he's seeing some information over the last few days that changes the look of the charts based on new information over the last day or so. Listen to what he breaks down here, because he's talking about the idea that we could be testing these upper targets as well in the 115 area and then above if we continue to keep going in the same manner. Check it out.
you're already creating a higher highs and higher lows from this low just there. You start to coil up. Look, you've broken out of a beautiful double bottom, which gives you a technical target. You ran into a key level resistance, which is normal. Look, this resistance right here. You're coming back for support to break through it. Once you break through it, I really do think that you're getting a party started here for XRP, and you're really looking at a beautiful impulsive wave to the upside. And I do think you're going to come up, test this trend line, and like I said to you, once you break that trend line, look, you're in a massive horizontal, which is a continuation pattern. You know, it could get choppy, but once you break it, you're in a technical target, okay, and you come up and break that high. You know, you're looking at that. That's your minimal forecast for me for XRP.
And there you have it. I mean, everything is looking strong, and it doesn't mean we won't have some sideways, some up and down and things of that nature, but the charts are starting to take on a very, very bullish sign is what it looks like here, and that is extremely exciting. Remember, not financial advice from me or anyone else on this channel, but that's going to do it for me on this morning. There's a lot happening. We got to keep our head on a swivel. This is crypto. You never know. Check out all the links in the description box and the comment section. Listen, I've told you before, this stuff works great. Help hide your anonymity online. Pure VPN, 99-cent 7-day trial, but you got to click the link. I Trust Capital, the best way to buy crypto, but it's tax-free, baby. Yeah, got to click the link on that too. Ledger Nano, cold storage, massive deals for many different bundles and offerings they have on there. But you got to click the links. That's going to do it for me. I'll catch you on the next one.